need a vacation.
And I'm Ortega Velveeta.
And welcome to this week's episode of Check the Report.
Your number one news source for the only fantasy football league that matters.
We're into the middle of the season now. And if you've been keeping up, a lot of things have happened since the last time we've spoken to you.
Yes, there's a lot of parity in the league. Basically, you have two teams at the top, two teams at the bottom, and then a whole bunch of 4-4 teams. But we're going to get right into it and break down these matchups for it so that you can know how we're going to separate as the season unfolds, at least for this week. What's our first game up?
Well, our first matchup this week is Zach's team versus Andy's team, and we're basically looking at an almost ghost town here.
Yeah, both teams have, between the combination of injuries, sicknesses, bye weeks, both of these teams are playing an empty bench. There were no choices here. It is, they played what they had. Now, Andy's team was able to acquire a few big names via trade, whereas Zach's team this week consists mainly of whatever he could get off the scrapyard.
Now, Andy's team has some players that are coming off of injury, so we haven't seen them in a while. And while they're projected to go big because of previous play performances, it remains to be seen if they can come back just as strong as they were before.
Yes, and while Zach's team seems underpowered this week, they've seemed underpowered every week. They are used to being the underdog, very comfortable out of that position, and they've pulled off upsets before. However, this week, not so fast, my friend. I don't think they have the guns. I think enough of Andy's teams players come comfortably off their injuries, and I believe that Andy's team is going to win this handedly. Right,
and while usually I'm going to give a root for Zach's team, I think Andy's team is going to pull ahead this week and get the W.
Right, but you never know with them scrapyard dogs.
Moving on, our next team matchup is
Rebecca versus Scott. Rebecca's has the number one team in the league this week. Only one this season. Only one loss all season.
And with that, well, I think that based on her performances so far and the projections for this week, the matchups that her players have this week, I think that it's looking strong to continue with that lead.
Yeah, basically Scott's team to pull off an upset over Rebecca's team, for anyone to pull off an upset over Rebecca's team, you're going to need overperformers. Now, the Thursday night game has already been played, and unfortunately for Scott's team, Tanya, the tight end, heavily underperformed, and that's not going to get it done against Rebecca's squad.
Right. In order to get it with Rebecca's team, you're going to have all your players at peak performance and going above and beyond. And with that, I don't think he's going to pull it off. Rebecca's going to pull out another win this week.
All right, I agree 100%. What do you think about Joe versus Frank the Tank?
Well, our third matchup this week, as you pointed out, Joe has been working as a team manager. So many trades, wheeling, dealing, getting it done as a manager, and he's finally got a fully healthy squad, it looks like. Versus Tank, who has too many guys that have underperformed. Unfortunately, with Thursday night's game already underway, I think he's had 4 players already play, and they did not have a good game.
Yeah, I was looking at that. The results for Thursday night's game for Frank's players, not great. Joe has, as you said, worked very, very hard week to week. They did not have a great start, but he's got some dogs out there. He's got some big, big guns. They're getting healthier, and this team is suddenly stacked. And I like them as a dark horse. If they can win out or even just play very well, which I think they're more than capable of, if they can stay healthy, you might see them squeak into the playoffs, and then it gets real dangerous.
That is a bold prediction. We'll have to see how that pans out. But as you said, with that going, I think Joe's going to take this week.
Oh, yeah. I really do. Tank's team just didn't get what they needed on Thursday night. Up next, we've got Justin taking on the Dice Squad, led by Robin. This is matchup of even records. The production for the teams is about even. And this game also has massive playoff ramifications because of the parity in the league. Winning this game is going to escalate a team quite a bit. Losing this game might drop a team quite a bit. And that's why this is my vote for the game of the week.
Well, I know that this one might be a bit dicey for Robin's team if she loses this one. Well, she's got the same record as Justin, who's currently in that 4th place spot. She's in 6th. And that's because of those point values. Her victories have not been because of big points. And losing another game will really drop her down. So she really needs to pull this ahead of him. And like you said, those teams are looking even. So she really needs her guys to get out there and perform this week. And not just the ones sitting on her bench.
Yeah, that's been the big problem is Robin's squad tends to leave a lot of points on the bench. Just, they got all the pieces, but putting them together has been a challenge this week. Unfortunately, I kind of feel like that 10 might continue, and I'm actually going to have to pick Justin's team this week.
I'm going to vote for Dice because they need some kind of hope.
And that brings us to our last game of the week here. How the mighty have fallen. Stephanie's team, at the beginning of the season, like after the first 2 or 3 weeks, I thought nobody was going to beat this team. And as things have gone along, be it through injury, bye weeks, bad matchups, bad luck, whatever the case may be, that's now about a 500 team. And they come up against Jonathan's team this week. And Thursday night, tell us about that.
Well, Devontae Adams on Jonathan's team went out there and killed it. I mean,
I believe he was projected in the neighborhood of 20 points. Actually went out there and put up around 40. So doubled his projected total. And that's a really healthy jump ahead start for Jonathan's squad this week.
Right. I think the only way that Stephanie's squad is going to pull out is if she has a player that goes out there and makes just as a miraculous of a play this week. And with her matchups this week and her players, it's looking a little bit rough. I'm not sure if she's got somebody who can go out there and do it. She's going to have to cross all of her fingers, wish on a star that somebody goes out there today and makes those kinds of plays in order to pull that off. She's got the points to keep herself up there, but she needs those victories to keep herself in playoff contention. So hopefully whatever star she wishes on is lucky enough.
Yeah, well, her team does have a history of overperforming. Points have never been in short supply. It's just been bad luck. And maybe they get it right, maybe they don't. I feel like with Devontae Adams doing what he did on Thursday night, I gotta go with Jonathan's team here.
I'm torn. I want to pull out for Stephanie on this one. I want a girl power and say that she's gonna have that luck, but I do think Devontae's skills this week really pulled it forward for Jonathan, and I think that might be the nail in the coffin on this one.
So that's about it for this week's installment of
Check the Report.
And if you think that we missed something, you might
check the report.